Have you ever wondered what makes some people incredibly effective in their personal and professional lives? How do they manage to build strong relationships, achieve their goals, and maintain a positive outlook, no matter what challenges they face? Who is a highly effective person? A highly effective person is someone with a strong character and solid values. Have you ever had a disagreement with a relative or a colleague? Before expecting someone else to change, you must first change yourself. Do you believe you have the quality to improve yourself? A highly effective person also has good relationships with others. They live harmoniously with their family, relatives, friends, neighbors, and colleagues. A good relationship lasts for years. In this summary of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, we'll uncover the powerful habits that can transform your life and help you become a highly effective person. From being proactive and taking control of your life to fostering win-win relationships and continuously improving yourself, these habits have been proven to bring lasting success and fulfillment. You can learn how to become a highly effective person by reading this book. Regardless of your job, this book offers valuable insights. For example, if you are a parent, you can improve your relationship with your child. If you are a boss, this book provides tips to help you become a better leader. When you have a good character, people naturally want to get closer to you. This is why The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is an international bestseller. It focuses on character improvement. Most books will tell you how to make friends or impress people, but The 7 Habits focuses on making you an effective person first. If you have a good personality, you can become an effective person, but that might only last for a short time. People will soon realize that there is always an ulterior motive behind your actions. However, if you have a good character, it will stay with you for a lifetime. You will continue to influence those around you without even realizing it. But remember, you must start from within. So, are you ready to change? Will you become a highly effective person today? Stay with us till the end as we delve into each habit, providing you with practical insights and actionable steps that you can start applying today. Whether you're looking to enhance your personal growth, improve your relationships, or achieve your career goals, this summary has something valuable for everyone. Listen closely and get ready to transform your life with the wisdom of Stephen Covey's timeless principles. Habit 1. Be proactive. What does it mean to be proactive? Psychologist Viktor Frankl says, "We cannot change what happens around us, but we can choose how to respond." Being proactive means that no matter what opinions others have or how they behave, we should not be affected by them. When people say negative things about us, it reflects more about them than it does about us. Their negative remarks reveal their own negative outlook on the world. Being proactive also means not being affected by bad situations. Whether it's bad weather or traffic, a proactive person remains unfazed. A proactive person stays happy regardless of difficult times or poverty. They continue to work without complaining, even in the worst circumstances. The opposite of proactive is reactive. Reactive people are easily affected by their environment. If something bad happens, they become negative themselves. Once, when Stephen Covey was giving a lecture in Sacramento, a woman suddenly stood up in the crowd. She was excitedly saying something, but when she noticed people staring at her, she sat back down. After finishing his lecture, Covey approached the woman. He found out that she was a nurse taking care of a very ill patient full-time. The patient constantly yelled at her and never appreciated her efforts. She was deeply unhappy with her job. That day, Covey's lecture was on proactivity. He explained that if you are proactive, nothing can hurt you unless you allow it. Listening to this lecture made the woman realize that it was up to her to choose how to respond. She told Covey, "I had chosen to be unhappy, but now I realize that being happy or unhappy is in my hands, and no one else's behavior can control me." A reactive person's mood is like a TV, controlled by the remote in the hands of the world. Anyone can change their mood at any time, but a proactive person keeps the remote control of their mood in their own hands. A proactive person does not care what others think or say about them. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. What is the most important thing in your life? Beginning with the end in mind means that all your actions should align with your values and purpose. You need to know your final goal or destination so that every step you take leads you in that direction. We often face numerous problems and concerns in our daily lives. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes we forget what is truly important to us. For instance, you need to take care of your children and provide them with everything they need. However, you might work so hard to provide for them that you don't spend enough time with them. You forget that more than material things, they need your love and support. If you truly love your children, show them every day how much you care. Your words and actions should reflect your love for them. This behavior should also extend to your parents and everyone else who is important in your life. Beginning with the end in mind means understanding what is most valuable to you. This could be your loved ones or the principles you firmly believe in. If you do something that does not align with your principles, you become an ineffective person. Imagine you are building a house. First, you need to plan it in your mind before gathering the tools. If you have children, every corner of your house should be child-friendly. If you love cooking, you need to keep your kitchen well equipped. Before starting any task, you should have a clear blueprint in your mind. If you don't plan your house well, constructing it properly will be difficult, and in the end, you will spend unnecessary money on repairs. Everything in life requires planning, and this is where beginning with the end in mind starts. Think about what you need to do first, and ensure it fits with your values. Do you value honesty the most, or do you value respect more? Start your day with these in mind. Have full confidence in your values so that when challenges arise, you can face them according to your principles. Habit 3. Put first things first. Putting first things first is not just about time management, it's about self-management. As human beings, we are self-aware, which makes us superior to all other living things. Only we can evaluate ourselves and change our actions when we realize we are doing something wrong. When we have many tasks to do, we should prioritize them first. Some people use planners to help them remember, while others create to-do lists and boards to keep track of important tasks. Yet, despite these tools, we often fail to complete our most critical tasks on time. If you are unable to fulfill your priorities, the problem is not with your self-discipline, but with the lack of embedding your priorities deeply in your heart and mind. You haven't considered why these are your top priorities and why they are important to you. Think about this. It will motivate you more. Time management is not the challenge. Managing yourself is. Putting first things first means prioritizing your top tasks. It also means learning to say no when necessary. When you have a lot of tasks to do, say no to those that are not part of your priorities. For example, Sandra was asked to become the chairman of a community project. She already had important tasks to do, but felt pressured to say yes. Sandra then asked her neighbor Connie if she would like to join the project. Connie replied, "Sandra, this project sounds exciting, but for some reasons, I won't be able to participate. I truly appreciate your invitation." Sandra realized that she should have done the same as Connie. She could have politely said no when asked to become the chairman. Although the project was good for the community, Connie knew her top priorities and declined. She had other important tasks to do and had the courage to say no politely. If you plan your priorities well in your heart and mind, it will be easier to say no to other things. You will complete your important tasks on time with ease. More than self-discipline, having the willpower to tackle the most critical tasks first is essential. Habit 4. Think win-win. Think win-win is a solution that benefits both you and the people you interact with. Whenever you have an issue with your family or colleagues, you need to find a solution that is beneficial for everyone. Win-win is the best solution because if one person wins and the other loses, it won't lead to a long and strong relationship. Imagine you have a disagreement with a colleague. You should openly discuss the problem and find a solution that works for both of you. However, don't let your colleague dominate you, nor should you dominate them. Your relationship should be balanced, with both sides winning. This approach fosters cooperation between you and your colleague, allowing you to work as a team rather than competing against each other. Now, imagine you are a boss and you have a disagreement with an employee. Naturally, your position would prevail because your employee might remain silent due to their job security. As a boss, you might win the argument, but in the long run, it would be a loss. You can't motivate your employees by belittling them. They might work for you, but they will do so grudgingly. Ultimately, this will harm you. Compromise is always beneficial, even if you are the boss. It is in your best interest not to use your position to dominate. Keeping your employees happy is more advantageous. If you always settle for win-win situations, your employees will be more effective. This will benefit your company, and you won't need to hire and train new people repeatedly. Win-win situations are not just applicable in the workplace. They apply to all kinds of relationships. Whenever you have a disagreement with your partner, children, friends, or neighbors, think about win-win situations. You will see how love and trust grow in all your relationships. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Do you remember the last time someone shared their problem with you? Did you really listen to them? Did you try to understand their feelings before giving advice? First, try to understand others, then expect them to understand you. This is the essence of good communication. We communicate through writing, reading, speaking, and listening. We spend years learning to write, read, and speak, but there is no formal training for listening properly. The best way to communicate with someone is to first understand what they are trying to say. Good listening involves putting yourself in the other person's situation. Only then can you truly understand what they are trying to convey. When you don't listen, you start replying without understanding the person's point. But when you make an effort to understand, you realize how the person actually feels. This way, you can give better advice or genuinely help them. Once, a man went to an optometrist because he had vision problems. The man explained that he couldn't see clearly. The optometrist gave him his own glasses, saying, "Wear these. I've been wearing them for 10 years, and they work perfectly for me. I have an extra pair at home, so you can use these." The man wore the glasses, but his vision became even more blurred. "These are great glasses. Keep trying to see properly," said the optometrist. The man tried again, but despite his efforts, he couldn't see clearly with the optometrist's glasses. The optometrist then advised him to think positively. The man replied, "Okay, but I still can't see clearly, even with positive thinking." Hearing this, the optometrist became upset, thinking the man was lying and ungrateful. We often behave like this optometrist. We say things like, "If I were in your place," or "Just follow my advice." But we never try to understand how the other person is actually feeling. As a result, the person loses trust in us and will never come to us with their problems again. If you genuinely want to help someone, first try to understand them. By doing so, you can earn their trust, and they will realize that your actions are motivated by a desire to help, not by any ulterior motives. Eventually, they will start understanding you as well. Habit 6. Synergize. Synergy means the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When one person helps another, together they can accomplish much more than they could individually. When a team member collaborates with another, they achieve far more than a single person could alone. During natural disasters or calamities like fires, typhoons, or earthquakes, people synergize by coming together to help those in need. In such situations, they forget their differences. Challenging circumstances bring out feelings of cooperation, and everyone works together to survive. Synergy also means cooperation or collaboration. It signifies working together and combined effort. No matter the group, synergy always brings benefits. However, the problem is that synergy doesn't occur in our daily lives. People often don't want to overcome their differences. They find it too difficult. Everyone has a different point of view and way of thinking. We all see the world through our own lenses, which limits our perspective and thinking. We need to make a special effort to understand others and their experiences. It's like an optical illusion. What might look like a young lady to me could appear as an old woman to you. Both of us interpret the same image differently, and both of us are correct in our own ways. Therefore, arguing about it is pointless. To synergize, we must understand each other's points of view, allowing us to see the bigger picture. Synergy means cooperation. It means accepting differences and valuing each other's ideas. Don't try to prove that you are always right and the other person is wrong. Try to understand things from their perspective. This will only increase your knowledge without any downside. There are better alternatives than arguing. When you start respecting others' views, you can work together with them. By cooperating and collaborating, you can create many new and better things. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw means enhancing your greatest asset, yourself. You should always keep learning and improving, as you are your most valuable asset. Regular renewal is necessary in all aspects of your life, physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and emotionally. You can keep yourself renewed through regular exercise. This doesn't require a gym membership or expensive equipment. You can do simple exercises at home, run, jog, or take brisk walks. If you prefer not to exercise, you can engage in slow-paced activities and gradually see your body improve day by day. Similarly, you need to renew your spirit. There are times when you feel completely exhausted from daily challenges. To stay inspired, you can pray, listen to music, read books, or connect with nature. It's up to you to find what makes your spirit feel rejuvenated. Sometimes, taking a break is essential to give yourself time to think and reflect. When we are young, our minds naturally stay active, but once school is over, we often find little time to read books or learn new things. However, learning shouldn't be limited to school. You can find ways to continue educating yourself even after formal education. Try something different from your daily routine. Challenge yourself to read at least one book every month. For those who are very busy and cannot find time to read, there are apps like Giggle that can help. Our social and emotional aspects are closely connected because our emotions are influenced by our interactions with others. Every day, we have the opportunity to improve our relationships with others. This is why it is said, earn your neighbor's love. If you are a kind-hearted person, you will live a long and happy life. Now imagine you are walking in a forest and you see a man cutting a small tree. You notice that he is very tired, so you ask him how long he has been doing this. The man replies, I've been at it for 5 hours and I am exhausted. This is hard work. You suggest that he take a break and perhaps sharpen his saw. You say, I'm sure it will make your work faster. But the man refuses, saying he is too busy to take time to sharpen his saw. Just like a saw needs to be sharpened to cut effectively, we need to sharpen our assets to become more effective. You must take time to renew yourself. The tools you need for life are already within you, but they require regular sharpening. Your assets are your body, mind, and soul, and you should never forget to keep them sharp. Conclusion. You have learned the 7 habits of highly effective people. Habit 1 is to be proactive. Habit 2 is to begin with the end in mind. Habit 3 is to put first things first. Habit 4 is to think win-win. Habit 5 is to seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 6 is to synergize. And finally, Habit 7 is to sharpen the saw. Habits 1, 2, and 3 will help you improve your character. Habits 4, 5, and 6 will enhance your relationships with others. And Habit 7 will help you maintain these qualities throughout your lifetime. Now practice applying what you've learned in your daily life. Whenever you find yourself in a difficult situation, try to be proactive. When you have a conflict with someone, aim for a win-win solution. Remember, a habit is formed through repeated actions. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So, friends, this concludes the summary. Thank you for listening to our audiobook summary of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. We hope you found valuable insights and practical steps to apply these habits in your daily life. Remember, the journey to becoming a highly effective person starts with small, consistent changes. If you enjoyed this summary, please let us know by leaving a comment and liking the video. Your feedback helps us improve and bring more valuable content to you. Also, share which book you'd like us to summarize next. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more audiobook summaries that can help you grow personally and professionally. Stay connected with us and keep sharpening your saw. Never stop improving yourself. Thank you once again, and until next time, keep listening, keep growing,